Alright, man, I've been waiting forever to do this video where I just get to lay out all of my religious views and talk about the reasons behind them. So let's jump right into this, man. I am an agnostic atheist. I'm not religious. I do not believe in any type of deity or deities. I simply do not know what to believe. There's no tangible evidence towards a God's existence, and there's no tangible evidence against a God's existence. Nobody on this entire planet knows for sure that God does or does not exist. That's my belief. So when and how did I exactly find the light and become an atheist? Well, my entire family is Christian. My mother, all my aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents, pretty much everybody in my entire family is Christian. And I'm talking Southern Baptist, soulful singing, hand clapping, feet stomping Christian. Okay, so growing up as a little kid, there was no outside perspective for me about religion. I just believed what my family told me and what the church told me, and there was never any questioning that. The only atheist in my entire family was my dad, and my dad lives in a completely different state across the country. So I'm just going to church with my mom every week, and I was firmly Christian. But when I was about 8 or 9 years old, my dad, he starts talking to me on the phone about religion, what I learned in church, just asking me basic questions about it. And because of that, I start raising my own questions. For example, why do we have to get on our knees every day and tell God about our problems when God is supposedly all-knowing? If he's all-knowing, shouldn't he already know my problems? Why do I have to tell him about it? This is about the time I start learning about the Big Bang. How did God create the entire universe in 6 days when my teacher says it took billions of years? So keep in mind, I'm about 8 or 9 years old. I'm still a little kid. So all these questions, they are huge challenges to what I'd known my entire life. It was so confusing. But eventually, I started thinking about things logically, forgetting what my mom might say, forgetting about what my dad might say, just thinking about the world around me objectively and logically and trying to come to my own conclusion. And what I realized when I was about 9 years old is that religion makes absolutely no sense at all. It makes zero sense. Jonah and the whale, Moses and the burning bush, the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. Where is all the proof of this, okay? Then you got the 7-headed dragons and the talking snakes. That sounds straight out of Narnia or Harry Potter. And it all clicked. Then I started thinking about all the other religions in the world and the history of the world. Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Shintoism, Greek gods, Roman gods, Egyptian gods, Aztec gods, Inca gods, African river gods, voodoo, all these different religions throughout human civilization. Only one of them can be right, and the other countless religions must be wrong. So yeah, at the age of about 9 years old, when I was still just a little kid, I became an atheist. And I've clashed with my family over that. I've clashed with my friends over that. It's cool. I still love them and they still love me. But I'm not going to lie, it has definitely been an issue for me at times. But being an atheist, it seems like the only logical conclusion that you can come to if you're truly being objective on this issue. There is no tangible proof towards any God's existence. So if you are truly believing in a religion, it is based on something that has absolutely no proof. And for me, that's about as silly as believing in freaking fairy tales or Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. Now, this brings me to an important point. How did religion get created? How long has it been around? And why is it still here in this age of information? Well, obviously, I'm not a freaking anthropologist or a historian, but I think that religion has probably been around for as long as language has been around in the human race. I think that when early humans were staring up into the skies hundreds of thousands of years ago, in between the breaks of being chased by freaking lions and saber-toothed tigers, humans wondered, what is up there? There was no science, there was no modern technology, there was no mathematics, there was only our imagination. They wondered, how did this world, full of vicious predators, lush vegetation, towering mountains and towering trees and sky blue seas, how did this world get here? How did we get here? How did those twinkling things above us get here? And since there was no Charles Darwin educating us about natural selection, since there was no Albert Einstein or Sir Isaac Newton educating us about the origins and the wonders of the universe, these early humans were simply left to their imagination. And their imagination went to work. So these early humans, they created religion after religion and myth after myth to somehow try and explain this world and this universe around them that they knew absolutely nothing about. Okay, so we understand that. But now we're thousands of years in the future. We have this beautiful and this innovative thing. It's really neat. It's called science and technology, where we do have some inkling of an explanation for the world around us. We have some scientific explanations for life and the universe and how it got here. We have some understanding of living and non-living things on a microscopic level with cells, and even on a smaller level with atoms, molecules, and compounds. And most of all, we have the internet, where all of this information that we've discovered is readily available to you at the click of a button. Now, people, they wanted an explanation for the things they did not know. Well, now we do. We have real and proven explanations. So why does most of the world still believe in some form of a religion? Well, I honestly think that it gives people comfort. You know, we don't have all the answers, and we probably never will. Nobody knows what's going to happen when we die. That could happen today, that could happen tomorrow, even 50, 100 years from now. But at some point, we are going to die, and this life on earth will be over. And it's scary to many people that all of a sudden, this is over. You will never see your friends, your family, your co-workers, your neighbors. You will never, for all of eternity, see them again. So for many people, that is scary and difficult to try and come to terms with. So instead of saying that life is just over the moment that you take your last breath, maybe we continue it on in the afterlife. Maybe I still get to see my best friend, or my mother, or my father, or my grandparents. Maybe I still get to see them. Or better yet, maybe we can live together forever and our relationship will never end. That is so much easier to believe and accept than just the cold, hard truth that your life is probably over forever once you die. And also, even while you are here living on Earth, it still sucks in so many ways. Billions of people across the world are struggling to survive. People are dropping left and right of gruesome and cruel diseases and infections. In this rigged global economy, people's dreams of someday finding success, they rarely, if ever, come true. So, isn't it easier to believe that there's some mysterious higher power that has your back? That if you just hope and you pray and you wait, someday your dreams and aspirations will finally come true. That someday you will be relieved of your suffering. That is an easier pill to swallow. I'm just an average teenage kid, man. But in my short life on this planet, I have learned that people never want to face the truth. It happens in marriages, it happens in friendships, it happens in business partnerships. Nobody ever just wants to face the truth. So why would that change when it comes to religion? It is easier to believe that your life will never end and that someday you will be relieved of your suffering. It is easier to believe in a mysterious higher power than to try and accept that we are on our own and we make the most of this life only for ourselves. And these several decades you have on this planet, they're the only ones you will ever get. But I'm not running away from the truth, man. I believe in science, I believe in basic logic, and I believe in the value of evidence. I also believe that most likely I'm on here on this planet by myself, and there's no mysterious higher power going to save me. So that's it, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.